it?
Peter, it helped me because I didn't have the abortion I was going to have because somebody was out there. But I don't think that was bad. They weren't in my face, and I'm glad that I'm glad that I was influenced by that.
Breaking right now, Nana Akua, the GB News presenter, has made an astonishing revelation live on air after hearing the news that the anti-abortion campaigner Livia Tossici-Bolt has been found guilty in the latest British free speech outrage simply for holding up a sign outside a clinic in Bournemouth saying, "Here to talk if you want." That was it. This case, of course, has drawn the ire of the US State Department, specifically the new Vice President J.D. Vance. But Judge Austin said in court today that it was beyond reasonable doubt that Tossici-Bolt was engaging in an act of disapproval of abortion services on the days in question. She lacks insight that her presence could have a detrimental effect on the women attending the clinic, their associates, staff, and members of the public. Now, Nana Akua was presenting live on GB News when the verdict came through. I'm good friends with Nana. She's a wonderful woman. And I was really struck by the fact that right at the end of the interview, where she was speaking to an anti-abortion activist, she revealed that it was a protester outside an abortion clinic, just like Livia Tossici-Bolt, that actually stopped her going through with an abortion herself. It's an incredible piece of television. Watch.
Evidence of women who have been served precisely by this kind of freedom of
Well,
speech
listen,
and
Peter,
action.
it helped
And
me.
that's what's being stopped here.
Peter, it helped me because I didn't have the abortion I was going to have because somebody was out there. But I don't think that was bad. They weren't in my face, and I'm glad that I'm glad that I was influenced by that. Peter Williams, thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you. He's the Director for Family Education Trust and a former executive for the Office for the Right to Life.
Joined now by Catherine Blakeclott, the Brexit Party founder, and Connor Tomlinson, senior contributor at Courage Media. Connor, that was just an extraordinary piece of television. Firstly, because Nana Akua does things in her own style. It wasn't some big emotional monologue. It was just like, yep, a protester like this outside an abortion clinic actually stopped me going through with my abortion. Now, I know Nana's two children, right? I know the special, incredible relationship that she has with that young boy and young girl who I've met. She's an amazing mother. And wow, this is exactly why you would argue, I guess, that what Livia is doing outside these abortion clinics, which, by the way, isn't violent or anything like that or threatening. She's just saying, if you want to talk, I'm here, is so important. What did you make of that revelation from Nana?
Yeah, it was beautiful to hear that Nana has that relationship with her kids, and I'm so glad that that happened to her. I think it's tragic to know that over 200,000 unborn children die every single year from abortion in the UK, something that's been made only worse by the Conservative government in two forms, if I may. Firstly, they made permanent the ability to get on-demand postal abortion pills, which were being mailed out to women during the COVID lockdowns when getting a GP appointment in person was scarce. They've made permanent the access to that in law, which means that there are going to be lots of at-home abortions under coerced circumstances taking place that nobody ever even knows about. So these kinds of protesters or conscientious objectors that are either praying silently in their head or offering consenting adults to have a conversation about abortion, they're never going to reach those women. But also we talk a lot about, and you hear this on the likes of LBC and the rest is politics, you'll hear a lot about how American fundamentalist Christians are creeping into the UK and coercing women from refraining from accessing their abortion rights. And it's like, okay, lots of women in the UK are likely feeling coerced financially by a partner, by a family member, by the broader culture into aborting their innocent unborn child. So offering a conversation to say, no, you have options, you have agency, you have many charities, yes, often motivated by Christianity, but who will support you as a single mother or a struggling family. So you don't have to end the life of your child just because the circumstances are inconvenient to you. That will save lots of lives. And it's never mentioned how that is actually combating coercion that many people don't know is going on in the first place. And it's because in all instances here, our prevailing secular liberal morality defines a child not as a life that is worthy of protection, but as a lifestyle accessory or an unjust dependent care obligation forced by accident onto a parent who is otherwise pursuing their career goals or having casual sex or the like. Nowhere in there is the child's well-being put to the forefront. The only people doing that are these protesters like Isabel Vaughan-Spruce, like Adam Smith-Connor, like Livia Tossici-Bolt, all of whom are offering conversations and offering prayers to commiserate the taken lives by the abortion industry, who are caring for the children rather than the appetites of adults. One final thing I will say on this as well is the Bureau of Democracy, Human Rights and Labour within the State Department under Marco Rubio are very concerned about this. We saw the Telegraph reporting the US would not be interested in lifting its tariffs or pursuing a UK trade deal without securing freedom of speech first. And people might wave that away as a token gesture. No, these guys are very serious. They have some very committed Christians that have been put in the State Department now. They see mass migration as a human rights violation, as J.D. Vance said at the Munich Security Conference, and they are very concerned about the persecution of Christians and their conscience, with these cases represented by ADF International as an example. So these guys are serious about what they say, and I hope that they can leverage the kind of democratic pressure to get this conviction overturned.
But first, we've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. Now, one doctor says that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lake, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market, nothing but glorified moisturisers. He says they hardly make a dent on your appearance. Some can even be harmful to your skin. Recently, Dr. Lake has focused his attention away from mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? Well, so that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. He says it's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after seeing how easy it is to visibly erase your wrinkles from view. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it can take years or even decades off your appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. Lake has released a step-by-step video to the public, free and uninterrupted, where he outlines exactly how to use this simple solution from home. And he says if this helps even one person look younger or feel more confident, he will be thrilled knowing he helped. The video's gone viral, not surprised by this. It started on Facebook. Since then, well over 2.3 million views. So far, the comments and feedback have been outstanding. Thousands of women report they look decades younger. One commented, "Best results of anything I've used. I can't believe how well this works. I'll never stop using this. I don't understand how it works, but the results are great. Thank you." So you can find out more about this yourself right now. Go to bhmd1.com/outspoken or click on the link in the description box below. That's bhmd1.com/outspoken. Now, there is one thing Dr. Lake asks from his viewers. If watching this video helps you look and feel younger than you have in years, then please share this video with your friends and loved ones. Together, we have the power to help as many women reclaim a youthful look as possible. So go watch the video at bhmd1.com/outspoken right now, or just click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show. I mean, Catherine Blakelock, doesn't it make you sick that slippery Starmer can sit in the Oval Office and look J.D. Vance in the eye and say we have free speech in the United Kingdom when, there's a litany of examples, Lucy Connolly, Julie Sweeney behind bars for Facebook and X posts. Alison Pearson has the police turn up on her door. And now a guilty verdict in this case.
Well, when I was in Runcorn and talking to people who were really not well off in council houses or ex-council houses, one person said to me about 2 days ago, under the Conservatives, we were all just fed up with them. We didn't like them. We thought they were useless. They ruined our country by letting 10 million immigrants in. But now we are frightened. We fear. And I think that says it all, because people do not know what they can say, and they are constrained in what they're posting, in what they, what the conversations, and there have been instances of conversations in the pub. I don't know if you know of the case where Gina Miller took a lord or viscount to court over a private WhatsApp group where he had said something on a private WhatsApp group, like he would like to do something to Gina Miller, and he was jailed for it on a private WhatsApp group. These things are chilling. And this is our biggest
Chilling
threat.
is the word, indeed.
And you can see the EU, if we lose platforms, if we lose Twitter.
Well, yeah, they want to take them all away. I mean, they want to take away free speech.
To post films of old ladies having their handbags snatched, or the Afghan slitting somebody's throat outside McDonald's in Paris, what do we have left?
Totally. And of course, JD Vance has spoken about another very similar case publicly. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he says anything publicly about this. Watch.
The British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes. Not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. After British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before. Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution.
Connor Tomlinson, he's passionate about this.
Yeah, well, the State Department have already issued a statement a few weeks ago saying we're concerned about freedom of expression in the United Kingdom and are monitoring Dr. Tossici-Bolt's case. I expect that the State Department will issue some kind of statement in the next 24 hours. I know that they feel passionately about this. It should be also noted that all of these measures were made much worse under the Conservatives, and now Labour are just seizing upon them because, well, it's in line with their ideology to accelerate them. But both non-crime hate incidents and the abortion buffer zones were made worse under legislation that was passed in 2022. So it's the Police Crime and Sentencing and Courts Act. So non-crime hate incidents were told to be used in lieu of when a public order offence could be recorded. And also the dwelling defence was removed that was under the Public Order Act of 1986. So if you said something in the privacy of your own home, very much like saying it in the privacy of your own WhatsApp, you couldn't be prosecuted. But under the new guidance, instead, if you said something in the privacy of your own home and someone was offended about it, well, you're de facto labelled a criminal by having a non-crime hate incident slapped against you. And this is where we get this sort of legislation we see in Scotland, for example, where if you're seen to be praying silently inside your own head near an open window in your own home and you live within the buffer zone, you can be prosecuted, as Scottish members of Parliament have said. And then the buffer zones were originally just in Bournemouth at a local council. That's abhorrent enough as it is, telling that the mourners to be silent to placate the consciences of murderers, but then the Conservative government allowed them to be made nationwide. So we now have around particular, let's say, sacraments of the prevailing liberal morality, complete and utter censorship. You're not allowed to protest this or even be upset that someone has been harmed in the process of someone carrying out their abortion rights. And so the Conservatives are just as culpable about this as the Labour Party. And what's notable is not a single party has spoken out about this, and not a single party has a policy to change this. It's very frustrating to see the likes of Robert Jenrick and Robbie Moore making excellent videos about the Chagos Islands and two-tier sentencing guidance and Labour's insistence on watering down even their local inquiries for the rape gangs. None of them have spoken out about this yet. I expect Jenrick should do eventually if he's wise to it. But also, where's Reform UK's videos on this? Yeah. Where's the tweets on it? This is a serious crisis. This is a blatant example of thought crime in the country, and no politician saying anything.
Very good point. Very, very good point. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.